This video you're watching right now wasn't made using Google's VEO 3, and in fact, it might be better than anything Google or OpenAI have released so far. What makes it even crazier is who made it. Not a big name like Google, not Meta, not even OpenAI. This tool was created by ByteDance, the company behind TikTok. And while you might not expect ByteDance to be a leader in cinematic AI video generation, what they've built is seriously next level. This is my first time making a video on this topic, and I've gone deep to bring you something special. Not only am I going to show you how to use this tool, but I'm going to walk you through a method to access it completely free, even if it didn't work for you before. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. And if this guide ends up helping you, a quick subscribe, like, and hitting the bell icon would be amazing. This kind of support means everything when you're just getting started, especially for creators like me trying to share real, useful content. So let's dive into it. The platform we're talking about is called Dreamina. It's a new AI video generator from ByteDance that's turning heads for all the right reasons. The user interface has had a few recent updates, so even if you've tried this before, you'll want to follow along closely. Now, for us to be able to access Dreamina, we need to connect to a VPN first. So here's what you need to do. Open your VPN. I recommend using UltraSurf VPN since it's completely free, and let me show you how to access it. First, search for UltraSurf VPN extension for Chrome, and click on the first link. Now follow the same steps as I am doing to install the VPN. You won't need to create an account for the VPN since it doesn't need that. Once it's open, connect it, and the location will be set automatically to an eligible country. This part is critical. Without it, you might go through all the other steps and still not unlock the platform. With the VPN connected, head over to the Dreamina website. In the top right corner, click to create a new account. It's really important that you use a Google account that has never been used on Dreamina before. This ensures you're starting fresh. You can even use a fake birthday if you like. That doesn't matter. What matters is that once you're signed up and any pop-ups are closed, you should see a signal on the screen that says 0 credits. That's your green light. It means you've done everything right so far. Now, you will see that you have access to the image and video portal. But if it is still locked, reconnect the VPN, go back to the Dreamina site, and refresh the page. And just like that, the video generator unlocks. At this point, a common question I get is whether you need to keep the VPN on all the time. And the answer is no. You only need it for the initial setup, just to register and unlock the generator. Once that's done, you can turn off the VPN and the platform will continue working normally. Now that you're in, let's look at what this tool is capable of. This is where things start to get seriously impressive. When you're generating videos, make sure to choose the latest model available, usually one with a 5 or 10 second video duration. You can pick any aspect ratio that fits your vision. The prompt box has a 500 character limit, which is more than enough to get really creative, but still short enough to force you to be clear and concise. Let's start testing the real power of this tool. Since this is my first time covering something like this, I wanted to run some truly unique prompts, not the usual Fox in the Forest type. I picked 7 brand new cinematic ideas to really push Dreamina's limits, and what I got honestly surprised me. Alright, first up, I wanted to see how it handles peaceful, atmospheric nature scenes, so I used this prompt. A graceful white crane glides above a quiet lake at sunset, its wings casting ripples in the glowing water. Cut to a field of golden wheat gently swaying in the breeze under a pastel sky. Cut to a close-up of a deer drinking from a forest stream, its ears twitching as it listens for movement. The result was stunning. The lighting during sunset, the way the water rippled, and especially the deer close up, it all looked serene and almost meditative. You can really feel the mood in this one. Now for something completely different. I tried a fast-paced, neon-lit sci-fi world. Here's the prompt. A neon-lit motorcycle zips through a rain-soaked cyberpunk city at night, reflections bouncing off the street. Cut to a glass elevator rising inside a futuristic skyscraper with holographic ads floating outside. Cut to a rooftop garden overlooking the entire skyline, a lone figure standing at the edge holding a glowing device. This looked like something straight out of Blade Runner. The city lights were intense, the atmosphere dense with rain and neon, and the transitions were clean. It actually nailed the holographic ads, which shocked me. That level of detail from a text prompt? Super impressive. Next, I wanted to test something more emotional, something quiet and human. So I tried this. A young girl releases a paper lantern into the sky during a festival, surrounded by flickering lights and a cheering crowd. Cut to a grandmother sitting alone in a cozy kitchen, smiling softly at an old photo. Cut to the girl returning home, running into her arms for a warm embrace. This one hit different. The AI captured facial expressions way better than I expected. The lanterns looked magical, the kitchen felt lived in, and that final hug, even though it's AI, it actually felt warm and real. I wasn't expecting this level of storytelling. Then I switched it up completely and went historical. I wanted a medieval feel, so I used this prompt. A knight in battle-worn armor rides across a foggy battlefield at dawn, sword glinting in the morning light. Cut to a dimly lit medieval tavern where the knight drinks beside a roaring fireplace. Cut to a castle courtyard at dusk, banners fluttering as the knight kneels before the king. The armor details and lighting here were amazing. The fog, the firelight, even the texture of the tavern. It felt like a scene from a fantasy movie. This one definitely proved the tool can handle costume continuity and atmosphere across time periods. Then I really wanted to test its ability to handle destruction and contrast, so I tried this post-apocalyptic survival story. A lone survivor walks through a crumbling city overtaken by vines and nature, wearing a gas mask and torn clothing. Cut to an abandoned school covered in graffiti and rust, sunlight piercing through broken windows. Cut to a rooftop garden where the survivor tends to plants, hope in their eyes as a drone flies overhead. This one shocked me. The environment was beautifully ruined, in a good way. The mood was clear. Isolation, survival, a bit of hope. The graffiti on the walls looked real, and the plants on the rooftop swayed gently in the wind. This tool really captured emotion without using a single face. Next, I pushed it even further and tested something surreal. Dreamlike. The prompt was, a piano floats in the middle of a calm ocean at twilight, softly playing itself as stars fall gently from the sky. Cut to a person walking upside down on a glowing bridge in the clouds. Cut to a close-up of their reflection in a mirror that doesn't match their movements. This was weird, in the best way possible. The piano floating on the water looked unreal, in a good way. The upside-down walking scene felt straight out of a dream, and the mirror moment gave me chills. It showed me that Dreamina isn't just for realism, it can get creative and abstract too. And finally, I wanted to see how well it handles action. So here's what I tested. A sports car races through a desert highway at golden hour, kicking up clouds of dust behind it. Cut to a helicopter shot from above as the car weaves between abandoned ruins. Cut to a dramatic cliff edge moment where the car skids to a stop, overlooking a deep canyon. This was pure cinema. The camera angles felt dynamic, the dust particles looked real, and the final shot, the cliff edge at sunset, that was the cherry on top. It felt like an opening sequence from a big-budget film. Now, not all of these were perfect on the first try. Some had small glitches, like weird object movement or lighting shift, but nothing that broke the video. And just like I mentioned earlier, if something looks off, regenerate it. 9 times out of 10, it fixes itself. Also, don't forget about the sound. Dreamina lets you generate custom soundtracks for your videos. For the cyberpunk scene, I chose ambient, and it added this really cool sci-fi pulse to the whole vibe. For the emotional scenes, I tried dramatic and cinematic, and it made a huge difference. Just those soundtracks alone take your videos from decent to unforgettable. So yeah, I'd say after testing all these prompts, Dreamina isn't just a VEO3 competitor. In some ways, it might actually be better, especially for creative storytelling and scene diversity.